So good evening, you beautiful people. Good, whatever it is for those people watching or listening on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in, however you are tuning in, whether you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're on Spotify, you're on SoundCloud, you're on LinkedIn, you're listening to the audio experience somewhere, and just really means the world that you spend this time with me. Got so much to cover in the next hour, and I was just saying before we went live, this is going to be a really interactive session. Well, once I've gone through some housekeeping at the start anyway, we're going to spend 10 minutes just looking at some exciting stuff that's been happening for members of ActOnThis.tv in the last couple of weeks, some very exciting stuff that's happening tomorrow night exclusively for ActOnThis.tv members. If you're an actor and you like acting and you actually like earning money and are living from your career, and you're not a member of ActOnThis.tv yet, what are you doing? Come over and join the party. ActOnThis.tv/live at the bottom of the screen there. You can see it. You can check out all of the live calls. Basically, every single week we sit down with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV and chew the fat on what it really takes to succeed in your acting career. And then you go away and act on that information. That's why it's called Act on This. And you will find it impossible not to make progress. Just like everybody who's in the chat here tonight, I'll give you a little shout out to those people who are joining us live. God, loads of people have just rocked up. So Nick, good evening. Rich, good evening. Nat, Sarah Jane, Grace, David, Aaron, Alex, Joe, how are you? Indy's in the house as well. Gary Thomas is in the house. How are you? Thanks so much for joining us. So yeah, come and check out the site ActOnThis.tv if you've not checked it out before. I'm going to go over there right now, actually, because I want to just have a little recap to begin with on what's been happening for members over the last couple of weeks if you've not been in the loop. I'm going to go over to the preview section here. So if you're not a member, go check out these previews. You'll see exactly what's been going on the site recently. Last Thursday night, we had top TV casting director Amy Jackson back in the house. Amy's not been on for 18 months. Incredible casting director. Worked with some of the biggest casting directors in the game for over a decade before setting up setting up her own business, basically solo casting in 2022. So we had a whole recap on how that first year of solo casting has been for Amy. She's just cast her first series on her own, BBC comedy We Might Regret This. We dived into that, her casting process, what you have to do as an actor in 2023. There's still time. Or if not, if you're listening to this in 2024, what you've got to do in a 2024 world to get on Amy's casting radar, how to nail self-tapes, your in-person castings, market yourself, and ultimately realise, as it says in the title there, that we're all in it together. You know, Amy's like, look, I'm a casting director, I'm a freelancer, just like actors. You know, casting directors don't get it super, super easy as well. We all have to hustle for the work. As we do as actors, casting directors have the exact same hustle as well. But Amy's just so open to meeting new talent. If you've not reached out, and introduce yourself properly to Amy via email, potentially via her website. There's a form on her website, but we talk about email and stuff within this chat. You need to do that, but get your shop window ready first. It would be well worth you diving into this feature, listening to exactly what Amy likes, what she doesn't like, so you get that first impression right, so that you are on her radar for the show she's going to be casting in 2024. But if you weren't on this call, just want to start tonight's session off by just playing just a 2-minute mashup of some of the stuff we talked about on there for those people who might not have seen ActOnThis.tv before. You don't know how we do these Zoom sessions every week. And if you were on that call and you're here live, while this is playing out, please just put one takeaway in the chat. What one thing did you get from this chat that you're going to implement in your acting career moving forward now and into 2024 as well? This is such an exciting time of year for me because, like I always say, so many actors have just, they've just effed the industry off 3 weeks ago. They're not even bothered about it anymore. They're cancelling all of their shit for everything. Like, I don't need equity. I don't need spotlight for a bit. I don't need this, don't need that. This is such an exciting time to get ahead. Get all your shit together so you're ready to roll in January. And you can just, you will just sprint into the new year whilst all your competition is just hungover and just crawling into the new year. So here's a little bit of what you missed. Her credits include Stephen Merchant's The Outlaws, Apple smash hit Suspicion, BBC drama Best Interest, and she's fresh from casting upcoming BBC comedy We Might Regret This. It's casting director Amy Jackson back in the house after 18 months. How are you, Amy? What do you reckon has been the biggest lesson you've learned in the first year of casting on your own?
Knowing that kind of freelance life for us is also the hustle. We need to hustle and we need to make those works. We need to make those connections.
Let's dive into your casting process. Could you walk us through how you cast we might regret this.
Especially if it's like looking for new talent and new younger actors and unknowns, then I love to go through and sit on Spotlight and go through all of Spotlight suggestions, discover some new actors that I don't know.
How many people are you bringing in for those more exciting non-profile required roles? How many people are you offering tapes to or seeing in person?
Smaller day player roles, I'd say like anywhere between like 10 to 20 for each role.
What for you are you looking for in these tapes to maybe then go, right, I'm going to bring you in for a recall or get you in the room?
I always think don't get bogged down in stage directions or props or anything like that. I think just focus on the dialogue, let the dialogue do the talking, contain it.
For you, what's a perfect email from an actor that's useful that you would maybe look forward to opening as opposed to going, oh God, not more?
Very short, clear updates.
If you were an actor, Amy, how would you get on Amy Jackson's casting radar?
I'm in quite a dilemma of whether to stick or soften my accent.
I think your unique selling point is that you've got a Bolton accent.
Do you generally look at unrepresented actors?
Remember, we're all freelancers and we're all hustling and we're all working. Every person in the industry has their difficulties. We're all in it together. So and we're all helping each other.
Two hours of incredible chat with Amy there, available right now in the members area on atonthis.tv. If you missed it, do not miss out. Go and watch the replay. Does my camera look a bit high tonight? Let me move this down a bit. Looks like I was small. Make myself look taller by putting myself higher in the frame. There you go. Honestly, it's such a wicked session with Amy. So yeah, let us know if you are here. If you tuned in, I know there's a lot of members who have acting classes and stuff on a Thursday night. Maybe you couldn't tune in on Thursday, but do check out the the recording in the members area. Grace says she needs to catch up on Amy Jackson. Heard great things. They're just brilliant sessions, Grace. Because this is what I hope everybody's doing. I hope you're tuning in, like genuinely taking a couple of really salient points that really hit home with you. And then you're listening, obviously, to these casting directors, or if it's an agent you're listening, or a director, whoever we get on, because we get the best people on every week. And then you're really thinking about your correspondence, and then you are dropping them, that said correspondence within a week or so of these features going out, because that is just sort of like the perfect reason for you to reach out. As long as you've got your stuff together and you're happy with it, there's no point in reaching out and going, oh, I hate my showreel, I hate my headshots and my spotlight profiles, bobbins. Get all that sorted first before you reach out. But the whole point of these sessions is so that you find the nuances from each guest about what they like and what they don't like, and then you can act on that, because we'll cover a lot of the same topics. Let's be honest, we cover a lot of the same stuff with the casting directors who come on. I'll ask similar questions, not the same, but we'll ask similar sort of stuff. But the reason that I do that is because everybody's taste is different. Everybody likes things done in a slightly different way. Everybody will like something slightly different in the subject line of their email, in the body of their email. Oh, hang on. Yeah, typical internet. Let me get back on. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating when it does this. So freaking frustrating. I'm coming back. Don't worry. I'm coming back. So annoying. Those people on the replay, don't worry, you won't see this, but you'll see this every single week. Every single week at this time, Vodafone decide they're going to take me down. Every single time. It's so annoying. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Come on. Come on. Just connect. Connect to the internet. Why are you doing this? It's just so frustrating. I cannot wait until I'm out of this. I cannot wait. I'm coming back, guys. Don't worry. I just cannot wait until I'm out of this area and I don't have this issue and I can get better Wi-Fi every week. I'll be coming back on. Those people on the recording, I'm sorry about this. You're just going to hear me waffle just for a second. But I was getting well into my flow then as well. I was getting well into my flow. I knew what was going on. And then Vodafone strike. Just like that. Oh, I'm going to have to write you a message. Coming back. So annoying. So annoying. Am I back now? I should be. I should be back in the game. Hopefully that's the last time that happens. Oh, if it wasn't so predictable, it would be fine. If it wasn't so predictable, it'd be fine. Where did I get up to? Where did I get up to before Vodafone cut me off yet again, almost like clockwork, at the exact same time? They do it every single week. When I move out of this apartment, our Monday night broadcasts are going to be so much better. So yeah, where did I get up to? Basically, what I was saying is the reason that I bring on different casting directors, all the time, and we ask them, similar questions, is because everybody wants something done in a slightly different way. So it's literally there on a plate for you. If you want to reach out to somebody like Amy, I've got Catherine Willis on, probably one of the biggest comedy casting directors in TV tomorrow night. I'm going to talk about that in a second. You want to reach out to Catherine, you literally just have to watch these sessions or just put some earphones in, listen to the audio on the recording, and then drop some correspondence through and just start building rapport. It's as simple as that. So yeah, I don't know where I got up to before I got cut off. Nick got a screen grab. Did you get a screen? Did you get a screen grab of me just getting cut off there, Nick? Honestly, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because you all think it's you at your end, but it's not. It's just once, isn't it? Every week, just does it. Sometime between 9 and 10 o'clock, Vodafone go, yeah, better switch those masks over and just cut Ross off. And I go, what the heck is going on? So yeah, go watch that one with Amy. So before we dive into this new thing that I want to do tonight, a couple of other things. So I want to talk about this session that we're doing with Catherine Willis tomorrow night. If you want to check out what's going on actsonthis.tv for the next couple of weeks, go over to the site, click on this purple banner at the top here, and it'll take you over to the live page, or go to actonthis.tv/live. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see a countdown to the next feature. So in 22 hours, 13 minutes and 44 seconds as I record this, we'll be live with top TV comedy casting director Catherine Willis. Now, Catherine has cast some, massive, massive, massive stuff over the last decade. Just some of the stuff she's cast over the last sort of few months. Disney Plus is The Full Monty, Alan Carr's comedy Changing Ends, which has just gone for a season 2, by the way, BBC Two's Henpocalypse, also the BAFTA winning Alma's Not Normal. That's shooting again in Bolton at the moment, I think. The second season of that. That's BAFTA winning. Incredible comedy. Doesn't just do comedy, though. Does do some drama as well. I've put their upcoming Disney Plus show, The Ballad of Renegade Nell. That's definitely a drama. I don't think that's a comedy. But Catherine is wicked. She's so good. She's not been on the site for 3 years because she doesn't do a lot of this stuff. To be blunt, she's so busy. She casts multiple projects at a time. Very, very busy. Doesn't have time to do workshops or anything like that, So we're very, very lucky to get her on Acts on This. So this is tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. So it's Tuesday, the 28th of November. I'm going to play a little video out from Catherine in a minute, and then don't forget, next Thursday we've got the inaugural Acts on This Christmas Cocktails and Conversation Night. Producer Petch, is working on his big quiz literally right now. We give away hundreds of pounds worth of Amazon gift cards on this for members. It's just a really good laugh. If you want to come and join the big quiz, have a Christmas cocktail or two, network with other actors in the community. That's a wicked session that's coming up on the 7th of December. We've got Showreel Surgery coming up with Chris Stone on the 12th of December. I want to make sure everybody's showreel is banging for the end of the year, so you're not mucking around with your showreel in January. It's spot on by the end of December, so you can go into Christmas and just have a nice time, knowing that when January comes along, you've got your shop window together and you're ready to roll. So there's just a few sessions that are coming up before Christmas. We've also got our big 2023 podcast that me and Petch are going to be dropping towards the end of December. We've got networking events this Saturday coming. We've got the in-person Christmas networking event happening in Manchester and London on the 9th of December. It's just super, super jam-packed. There's never been a better time to be a member of actsonthis.tv right now. So come and get involved if you're not already. And let me just play this little video out from Catherine, just some of the stuff we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. Like I say, 3 years since Catherine's been on. Don't waste this opportunity to have a chat with her or get your questions answered tomorrow. We're going to do a lot of Q&A tomorrow because Catherine's really big on Q&A. We'll do a presentation like I normally do. We'll play some of her recent stuff out, talk about how what a casting process is like and how she casts stuff. But then I want to do a lot of Q&A tomorrow night. But here's a little bit of what we're going to be discussing. Actors, whether 2023 has been your year or not, I'm sure you want to book even more TV work in 2024. If that is the case, I want to invite you to this week's ActOnThis.tv live mastermind session. It's taking place on Tuesday, the 28th of November at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom with this incredible woman here. Her casting credits include Disney Plus's The Full Monty, Alan Carr comedy Changing Ends, BBC Two comedy Henpocalypse, and upcoming Channel 4 thriller The Gathering. It's casting director Catherine Willis back in the house after almost 3 years. Catherine, thank you for being here. What are we going to be chatting about on Tuesday night then?
Well, I think we should be looking at what's changed in the last 3 years, because we were between towns last time we spoke, where the whole sort of self-tape phenomenon was coming. And now I feel like we're getting a little bit back to the old way. So let's talk about how to balance different audition methods, how to kind of come and smash it in the room. I can talk a little bit about what I've been doing and different ways of casting I've been working at, just to give people a little bit of insight from my side, maybe.
I love it, absolutely. And we're going to be answering any questions that you guys have as well, basically. You know, Catherine is an open book. Last time we had her on, we did a huge Q&A session. Anything we can help you with, basically, to push your acting career forward at the end of this year, going into next year, so you're ready to smash 2024. Come and get involved in this. If you want to get involved, get yourself over right now to actonthis.tv/live for full details of this session and every session. We do this almost every single week with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, producers, the best people in the entire TV industry, Catherine, obviously including yourself here as well. And a little bit of pressure. You might remember this question from last time, but why don't actors want to miss this session in particular?
Well, I mean, it's 3 years since I've been here.
Yeah.
So it's a rare appearance of the lesser seen casting director. But also, it's your last one before Christmas. So come. I am very honest. So I will answer almost any question about casting.
Yeah.
And I just think it will actually be really fun. I love it. And actually hearing what you have to say and what you have to ask me makes me better at what I do. And this is just a really good opportunity to access someone who meets a lot of people. I meet lots and lots of people. So come and talk to me.
Amazing. And hopefully, Catherine will be meeting you after this session. Be there, folks. actonthis.tv/live. Boom. I love it. I love how passionate she is. She's like, honestly, I really, really love it. I love Q&A. I want to hear from people. I want to speak to people. And it is, as Catherine said there, this is the last casting director session of 2023. We've got loads of other sessions coming up before Christmas, but this will be the last casting director we've got on. We had Amy Jackson last week. Obviously, we've got Catherine this week. You've had a double whammy of casting directors. So come and get involved in this one. actonthis.tv/live. Get a membership if you've not got one already. Just get a month. Let me prove to you how valuable this stuff is. If you've been hanging around, you've been on the fence, come and just get a month. You know, hang out with us for 4 weeks. Let me show you how impactful this stuff can be in your career. Alex, he says he can't join Christmas Cocktails and Conversation because he's got a class and then he's doing medical role play. Got to be up early. Alex, you can do medical role play drunk. I'm joking. Just say, listen, I'm role playing that I'm hungover and it's just affecting my illness that I've got. So see if the students can figure that out. Joking, by the way. Obviously don't condone anybody doing any acting work drunk. My mate Rob, who was in Corrie, played Liam Connor. He actually got drunk for a scene where he had to play drunk because he thought it'd be easier. And to be honest, his scene was brilliant. So good. But he did get a telling off from above. The boys and girls at ITV were not happy that he did actually get drunk. For that scene. So anecdotally, I know it's not the right thing to do, although his performance was honestly, it was really, really good. He was ad-libbing a lot in the scene, though, because he was a bit drunk. I mean, it was genius, but yeah, it wasn't, I don't think you should have to rely on it. You should be able to play drunk, although it's very hard, isn't it? Playing drunk is quite difficult if you're not drunk. I can understand why you'd be here with the Bailey's latte like I am. Joe, you asked where I got the Bailey's latte. Ross's Kitchen. It's a new rival of Starbucks and Costa. It's called Ross's Kitchen, and we're doing Bailey's lattes all throughout Christmas, just £6 here in Urmston, where I live. Just let me know if you want one. Right, let's have a look. Natalie, don't worry, Catherine's session will be recorded. We will certainly ask about emails. We always do. We ask about emails. We ask about subject lines, what to put in the body of the email. it's like I say, I mean, there's a few absolutely, pretty much standard rules. I could help you with subject lines anyway, but it's nice, isn't it, just to hear the tiny nuances from different casting directors. Amy last week, I won't tell you, go and watch the session, but those people haven't watched it yet. But she was talking specifically about what she would put in the subject line literally this week if she'd watched that session with her last week. So it's very specific info. And Nick, you can't have a cocktail either because you're on your hollybobs. Well, you have to cancel it, aren't you? Basically, you're going to have to cancel it. Ross's Kitchen is near the Act on This office cubicles. It is. It's just down here. It's just down the corridor here. Ross's Kitchen. We do the best Bailey's lattes. However, one thing we can't guarantee you is a stable internet connection. Come and do your work from Ross's Kitchen, no problem. But just be prepared to reset it at least once an hour. if you don't want issues from Vodafone. So there we go. Right, so that's what I wanted to look at. Yeah, Catherine's going to do a great session with us tomorrow. We've covered Amy's. Congrats to everybody, by the way, who got a Black Friday lifetime membership to actonthis.tv. On Friday, they sold out in 43 minutes, the fastest they have ever sold out. So huge congrats to those people who grabbed those. If you didn't get one, well, there'll be another chance next Black Friday, but, snooze, you lose. Snooze, you lose, basically. So congrats on that. And then now what I want to do, I'm testing something out here on the software my end. I'm testing basically lining up videos whilst I'm actually live, because this is something that you couldn't normally do. I know it sounds bizarre, because like on Zoom and stuff, it's very, very easy, but I'm going to go into studio mode here. And what I wanted to do, hopefully this is not going to affect. I don't think this is affecting anything yet. What I just wanted to do was share my screen again. And what I like doing at this time of year, let me transition onto here. Hopefully this is all working. What I wanted to do was have a little recap with you guys on the sessions that we have held for actonthis.tv members in 2023. Because I still think there's a lot of members, and I get it, we produce a lot of content, okay? So every single week you are getting a 2-hour, sometimes a 3-hour session with a top industry professional, and you've got a life. So I'm like, actually, you know what? Maybe you haven't seen all of the stuff that's in the members area. I guess if I go into the members area, I guarantee you, I don't think there's a single member who's seen everything. There's 183 features in here so far. So I would say roughly that would be... It's getting on for 500 hours of content with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, producers in TV. I mean, there's just the latest 5 features there. Casting director Amy Jackson. We had Nicola Bolton, great agent, on the week before. We had Mel Brown from Spotlight, their success manager. We had a huge Act on This Answers session. We had Dominic Stevenson on the week before that, Coronation Street and Emmerdale director. There's so much in here. And if you scroll down, you will literally see... 183 sessions with the biggest names in the game. And these are literally just from the last sort of 18 months. We go through every year at the end of the year, and we'll probably do this year, which is why I kind of want you to help me with this tonight. Me and Petch go through every year. And I mean, last year we deleted roughly 50 features in the members area because we want to keep everything as sort of up to date and as as new as possible. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Some stuff from 2 years ago is just as relevant today as it was then. All the showreel surgery sessions, for example, all the headshot sessions and stuff that we've done with people like Tony Blake, all the mindset stuff. But obviously, as we get casting directors on for the second time, there's no point in having their older feature there. Like, Amy's old feature got taken down and replaced with a new feature this week. Catherine's old feature will get taken down and be replaced with a new feature this week. But what I wanted to do, I want to go to the preview page, and I wanted to just have a look at some of the stuff, because some of the stuff here, I'm sure I've forgotten. I want to just have a look at some of the stuff that's been on actonthis.tv this year. And then if you've missed any of this stuff, I'm going to start... I'll play out literally tonight some of the micro content, some of the trailers, or some of the... we take clips from some of these sessions. Going to just play some stuff out and see if we can find like just five top features from this year. Or your top 5. If there's a top feature that you remember from the last sort of year, 18 months or so, that you think other people should watch because they might have joined Acts on This just recently, maybe even just Black Friday gone. Maybe they're like, oh my God, I don't know what to dive into first. I would love to, just go through with you guys. And where am I? Let's have a look. I'm come back on camera for a second. Yeah, just go through with you guys, and just just play out some content tonight from some of the sessions that we've done that might just remind you some stuff as well to just start getting in place for the end of this year. There might be some stuff that you're like, I'm definitely going to implement that because you heard it on a session and then life got in the way and you haven't. So are you up for it or what? Let's go through it. Or if there's anything that you can already remember, as like being a banging session, what would be like your top sort of 3 sessions? And let's just start playing some stuff out tonight to remind us of some stuff that went down on those sessions that might help us get ready for a smashing 2024. I'd love to know, and I'll go over to the site again, and let's just go through I'll show you some of the stuff. I'm not going to choose any. I'm going to wait for you guys in the chat. I'll scroll through and just let me see what people like. So there's Amy's session. We played that out tonight, but we had Nicola Bolton on last week, Mel Brown from Spotlight the week before. All the Acts on This Answer sessions, they're all great, but that's, it's not really a guest. That's just me and Petch. No More 0 Days with Coronation Street and Emmerdale director Dom Stevenson. It was a table talk episode. That was a cracker, wasn't it? The round table we did with everyone out of the Long Shadow ITV drama. We had Catherine Kelly, we had Lewis Arnold, the director, David Morrissey, Rob James Collier, Victor Jenkins, the casting director, Sasha Spark, the editor. That was a cracker. Phil Barantini, director of Boiling Point, co-creator of Boiling Point, was on the week before that. Tony Blake talks about headshots. Kelly Valentine Henry was a banging session this year. The casting director for Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte. We looked at video game casting with Jessica Jeffries, one of the top video game casting directors and motion capture casting directors in the game. We've had Chris Stone on. Look at all this. There's 15 pages of stuff here. Honestly, I forget how much content, because we do it every week, how much stuff we've got. Top TV director, Dermot Goggins, Rachel Shenton and Chris Overton, Oscar winners, came on to talk about their radio drama Gladstone Girls. We had Andrew Dowbig in Out of the Bay. Matt Hall did a cracking mindset session with us, how to win your motivation back. We had Helen Kelly, great agent from International Artist Management. Steve, BAFTA-winning TV director Steve Hughes. Who else we had on? Debbie Howard, incredible director, TV director. That was a wicked podcast we did with Azhar Salim. I just worked with him on something called After the Flood. It's coming out on ITV very soon. Great new drama. Johnny Boutwood, great casting director. Let's see what's going down, and we'll just play some stuff out. Let's have a look. Oh, Grace has put Babu Cisse. Do you know what? Babu moved back to Gambia. But he was just one of the best, wasn't he? It's definitely got to go down as one of my top 5 sessions ever. If I just search for Babu in this search box here. How to truly master your mindset with BAFTA-nominated actor Babu Cisse. Should I play a piece of this? Should we have this as one of the... These are in no order, by the way. Let's have these of one of the 5 we'll look at tonight. I will line up a video. This is where I have to test the tech out, basically. And I make sure that I don't screw everything up. So you should be seeing Babu's preview there, but I'm not going to play that. I'm going to find a better piece of content. I think we had like a 4-minute clip from Babu just absolutely laying it down, didn't we? This is probably one of the best pieces of advice, like micro content we've ever had. That's a 2-minute version. I want the 4-minute version. Right, this is the 4-minute version of Babu just smashing some incredible advice out, just saying it like it is. Let's see if this works. Babu Cisse, take it away.
I'm going to go for it. I'm going to give you 3 things.
Yes, go for it. Let's have it.
1, self-tapes. Beware getting advice from someone who doesn't self-tape themselves to get work.
Yes.
And this goes for the best casting directors in the world who are running self-tape masterclasses.
Yep.
Beware, because they don't self-tape to get work. If you're going to get self-tape advice, get it from someone. Not only one do they self-tape to get work, they book work self-taping.
Yes.
So I've heard all of this stuff. Make sure you light yourself properly. Don't ever go off camera. Don't do this, don't do that. Nonsense. Don't come in too close. The self-tape I did for this, I was supposed to look through a keyhole. This was me.
Yeah.
Throughout most of it. right? They offered me the job.
Yes. I love it.
Okay. So please beware of that. Just remember, there's only one thing that counts on the self-tape, that you are deeply connected to what you are saying. If you are, they'll be like, they won't be able to tear their eyes from the screen. I don't care what you do.
Yep.
Right?
Completely agree.
Oh,
Could not agree
I've
more.
tired myself. Right. So that's the first one. Secondly, it's to do with, they're always trying to get you to play small. So drama schools are really bad for this, where they're constantly trying to get you to play small. So you always have to apologize a bit to the agents. Don't upset your agent. Don't upset this person. Don't upset that person. Don't upset this person. Nonsense. You have to be authentic. I spent so many years, wow, people pleaser extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Constantly trying to get people to do whatever they wanted. No. It's not about being obtuse or belligerent. It's about saying, listen, I don't agree. So I turn up to an audition, and they want me to play in a certain character and a certain accent. I looked at it and I thought, but that's not right. This is what I would like to play the part as. So I turned up and I told the director, this is what I would like to do. And he went, all right, gone. And then I did it and they cast me. And then he said to me, after you did it like that, I couldn't see it any other way.
Yes.
Because there was a moment of saying, listen, as an artist, I don't care what anybody says about actors calling themselves that, right? I want to do it this way. This is what I want to create. I see myself on set like that. I think it actually works better. Here's an idea for you. So instead of this constantly trying to follow every rule, and I'll be brutally honest with you, since moving to Gambia where the rules are a lot more flexible, I've become a lot more flexible.
Brilliant.
With what I do in my work. But there are countries in this world, particularly in the Western world, where if you break the rule, we'll break your legs.
Yep.
If you don't pay a council tax,
yeah,
we're coming for you. So what I'm saying is, do not let that couch you to the point you're so scared. Look, break the rules. When they say to you, do this, like this, say no. They say to you, send 100 megabyte video. I'm like, I get it, but I have a very good camera because I want to look good.
So the file's going to be 150.
You're going to have, you're going to be downloaded with a bit more. And the last one really is saying no to work.
Yeah.
Listen, you can make the mistake of saying yes. I know this sounds so counterintuitive. I was offered a job at the RSC when I graduated drama school, and I said no, 14 months.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't want the roles that they were seeing me for. I wanted something else. And I went in for that, and then they offered it to me. Then they took it away, and they gave me something else. I went, listen, I'm not coming.
Yep.
My agent was vexed. My old agent.
Yeah.
I remember sending him a puppy dog card apologizing for saying no.
Oh, God.
Listen, it is your life. Why are you going to spend your time doing something that's not going to make you happy?
Yep.
All right? So I just had a lot of stuff that was... Don't get me wrong. I said no, and then I didn't work for a while.
Yep.
I ended up back at the office in Berkhamsted counting newspapers.
Did a bit of accounting or something. Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I'm sorry. I get it. You have to pay the price for saying no, but please pay attention. Don't just think, oh, it's an opportunity. No. Is this the opportunity I want? Best advice, it's in that book. Say no to the good to make way for the great.
Boom! I freaking love Babu. Right, that was Grace. I'll let you have that. That wasn't from this year that was like a couple of years ago. But there is freaking no way on earth I'm taking Babu's session off acts on this. It definitely is, honestly. Like, I know you reckon there, Grace, that it's the best session we've ever had. It's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. I'm gonna try and WhatsApp Babu. I think Gambia, if he's still there, I think he's on the same time zone as the UK. I think it is anyway. Someone Google that. And I'm going to see if we can get him back on at some point. I would love... We'd planned to do a self-tape masterclass, but it just didn't work out. He ended up moving back and we just couldn't make that happen. But if we can't do that, I would still love to get him back on to just do another session like that. He's such an amazing actor as well. Like, he's so freaking good. I met him at a read-through for Wolf, the sort of the cop show that he did. That's where we met, and he'd worked with Lewis Arnold on Dark Money, a great series with Jill Halfpenny, and yeah, he's just such a charismatic guy in it. But he he's just like he's level-headed. He just gets what he wants, and if like he just asks for what he wants, ultimately, he just won't be, you know, sort of like he's not just a slave to the industry. It's like, I'm just going to do things and ask for what I want, not in an arrogant way, just because a lot of actors, like you said, take jobs that don't make them happy. I see that all the time, or they do things, or they're in this industry and it's not making them happy. They're just, they whatever it is that they're doing within the industry, out of the industry, is making them miserable. So, yeah, what you said there about turning work down sometimes, I think is just as relevant as saying yes to stuff. Whenever you say yes to anything, inevitably you are having to say no to something else by default. You might not even know what that no is yet. But do be careful, yeah, with what you invest your time in. So yeah, Babu has definitely got to be an absolute cracker. Do the Acts on This awards for the most viewed videos on Acts on This. I could do that, you know. It'd be slightly biased though, Gary, because some have been on longer than others. But I do have access to statistics in the back end that will tell me exactly how many times a certain video has been viewed, what parts of the video have been viewed, the average time people spent on the video, at what point maybe they dropped off if they weren't, I don't mean asleep, as in they stopped watching the video, or maybe they dropped off. Maybe you're all dropping off tonight, you know, because Vodafone keeps screwing up the internet. So that was the, that's got to go down as one of the top 5 from Acts on This, without a doubt. Let's dive back in to the previews, wherever we were up to. We were up to like page 2, weren't we? And just see what else. I'm going to scroll through some of the others that have happened this year. You tell me which one you want me to play a trailer for, and I will play a trailer for it, and or a piece of micro content out from it. So, you know, you can go check it out if you've not seen it, or be reminded of some stuff if you have seen it. So Azher Salim, I freaking loved the chat with him on that. He came around to my house. That was a podcast. That was an incredible podcast. That was really very, very good. All about how he got into filmmaking, and really just how failures are, well, it's like it says in the title there, your failures are just waiting to be successes, with Doctor Who and the Nancy Boys director Azher Salim. Top bloke. So let us know what you think about that. Johnny Boutwood, great casting director. Let's move on to page 3. Not the page 3. That probably went through a lot of people's minds there. Outland auditions for the BBC with casting director Emma Sylvester. That was a cracking podcast with social media superstar Johnny Weldon. We had Johnny Weldon coming out of my kitchen for a chat. Rachel Sheridan, incredible casting director. We had her on this year. Chrissy Bone, what a story that was. Chrissy basically went to drama school, in the year above me at drama school. Got absolutely battered by the industry, basically. Left, you know, worked a little bit, but as everybody finds, it's not like they expect it to be when they leave drama school. We all expect to be discovered. We don't get discovered. The industry smacks us around the face and beats us to our knees. And Chrissy left. And her story of getting back into the industry was fascinating, because it was like fate just stepped in and handed her a 2-year contract for Coronation Street. That was an incredible session. You should go and check out. We had Alexandra McLean Williams from McLean Williams Limited, awesome agency in London. Rob James Collier, an Acts on This favourite, good mate of mine. We get him on every single year, but he did a great session on taking risks in order to book roles. Very sort of like risk. What's the word when you not risk averse? What's the opposite of that? Like risk, embraces risk basically in auditions. He's not afraid to just stand out sometimes and to just make some bold moves that other people might be afraid to make. That was a really interesting session with on-set acting coach David Crowley. That was very different on nailing your audition prep. We actually took a Hollyoaks script, and David walked us through prepping that script. We had actors live on that session, actually sort of doing a cold read for the first time. I gave them the script, put it on screen, made people act that out. That was a really interesting session. Ruth Carney, great director from Brassic, also does Emmerdale, Casualty, lots of other stuff, Death in Paradise. Ruth's just amazing. She's the first female director of Brassic. The season that's playing out literally right now. Oscar-winning Rachel Shenton did a great podcast with her, talking just about, well, her entire road to winning an Oscar and the reality of winning an Oscar, and it really isn't what you would imagine it to be. So let me just dive into the comments. Let's see if any of these are resonating with people. Joe says voiceover. Yeah, I had my voiceover agents on this year. I could play a piece out from them for people who want to get into voiceover. Alex says Chrissy was in my show with me. She's bloody fantastic. Oh, theatre stuff, Alex. Yeah, Chrissy's awesome. Nick says, I feel overwhelmed with these videos. There are too many I haven't caught yet. So Nick, just think of it as like the Netflix of acting, of the acting industry. But that's what I mean. It's why it's worth going through these tonight, just to show people, there'll be so many members on here watching, or they'll watch the replay, and they'll be like, shit, I didn't see that one. And it's fine. It's totally fine. There's no order you take these in on. Just dive in and help yourself, basically, whenever you've got time. Just put some earphones in, because if you click into these, for anyone who's new to the site, or I'd have to go into the members area, you get not just the video, you get the audio as well. So you can just pop earphones in and just listen to these. Jason Wingard, that was an awesome one. Networking your way to Coronation Street. Literally how to get a job on Coronation Street by networking with Jason himself. That was a really, really good session. What else did we have this year? Showreel Surgery. Peter Hunt, a definitive guide to landing a role in Hollyoaks. Basically walks you through literally a step-by-step. Matt Hall again, that's a second session he did with us in 2023, How to be a Happier Actor, with high-performance mindset coach Matt Hall. World record breaker, Matt Hall, actually. Ruth Madeley, who's been watching Doctor Who recently. Ruth has just appeared in Doctor Who. We recorded this with her when she'd filmed Doctor Who, but it hadn't come out yet. It's just literally come out this week, hasn't it? But Owning Who You Are, with BAFTA-nominated Doctor Who actress Ruth Madeley. We had Victor Jenkins on at the start of this year on his own, landing auditions whilst looking after yourself. That was a great session. Daniel Edwards, that was a wicked podcast. That's got to go down. Daniel's definitely, that as a podcast, that's got to go down as one of the best this year. Let me play. I'm going to choose to play a trailer out of Daniel. Let me just come on camera for a second. I'm going to find this trailer. Because if you've not listened to this podcast, or I say watch it if you can, because it's quite entertaining. Daniel's a really funny guy. Talks about some very serious stuff in this, but he's just a real character. Daniel's obviously he's Emmy-winning casting director, one of the biggest casting directors in the business, full stop. But he's hustled his ass off to get there. Where am I going to find the trailer for this one? Let me see. Daniel. I think I've got it. I hope this is it. I think this will probably be it. Right, let's do that. Right, this will only be a short trailer, but if you've not seen this, I'd definitely listen to this before Christmas. Hopefully this is the full trailer. It's only about 90 seconds long, but yeah, what a story Daniel tells in this.
And she looked at me like I was the most despicable, disgusting thing that she'd ever seen. And she went, "You stupid big poof."
And the Emmy goes to Heartstopper!
For every single person from the LGBTQI plus community around the world who've taken this incredible show to heart, it gets better. We see you. Thank you so much. 17 years ago, I was a cocaine addict. Of course I was. I left school like an absolute mess. Came out of acting and I went into casting, and I've made a career for myself with my sobriety. So without the trauma, I couldn't have had the right. I'm going to grab this.
Obviously, there's loads of people like, listen, this is game changing. I want to be a part of it. I want to be in touch with Daniel's team, potentially be on the radar for any kind of casting. They don't even know who's in your team.
If you want me to take you seriously, I need to know that you understand how it works. I wish I could see more actors come into the casting room who are just happier.
I get so many emails from actors just questioning whether they should be with their agent.
They think that we don't deal with your agent. That's bullshit. It is hard. It is never, ever, ever, ever going to be easy. Enjoy the process. Otherwise, as I've said 1,000 times, why the fuck are you doing it? I can't bear the thought that people would think I'm a wanker.
He's just wicked, isn't it? He's so good. Honestly, if that is a really cracking podcast. It's long. I think what did it say on the screen there? I can't remember. Maybe is it 2.5 hours? Something like that. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But it is a really good chat, really in depth. And anyone who's got an audition with Daniel or wants an audition with Daniel, you need to watch that. because it's just full of gold, basically. You know, he literally, again, walks you through absolutely everything. I like what Nick's saying there. Love the way Ross says, have you got a few more minutes to every guest? Basically, it's every guest, isn't it? As I don't want to take the piss, but they all give him more. Always. I say they're going to be 90 minutes, but these sessions are always 2 hours, aren't they? Minimum, really, to be honest. Unless someone's got to get a hard exit at 9 o'clock because they've got something to go to, which happens like 1 out of 10 times. Most people give us more time. So yeah, check that one out. Let's have a look. What else? So what other ones are people's favourites? Let's find 3 more to play out in the next 15 minutes. So we've had Babu Cisse, Daniel Edwards. Who else? A few people have said the voiceover one. Let me see if I can find that. Voiceover, honest to God, like I've said this so many times, has changed my life. Like in so much. Well, let's just be blunt. Financially, mostly. To be honest, it was the thing that got me out of my day job. It enabled me to spend time actually on my acting career, not working in a shop. And still to this day, it's game changing. You know. I don't want to always boil it down to the money, but it's the number one thing that actors struggle with the most when I speak to them. It's like, what's the one thing that would make your life easier? Having more money, so then I can spend more time on my career. You know, voiceover does that. You know, like sometimes you'll get, it doesn't happen all the time. You've got to get good at it. You've got to get good at voiceover initially. But the usage fees on commercials particularly are absolutely insane. I've been doing an advert recently and you do the one session for an hour. And that was still pretty good money. That was a few £1,000s. But then since then, you know, over 10 grand's worth of usage has come in and I've not had to do anything for that. They just send you an email going, hi, we've just extended the usage. We're now going to play this out in Czechoslovakia and all these different places. And then you basically just get paid again. If you're not exploring voiceover because you don't think it's real acting, or you think it's cheating on your acting career, or voiceover is something you do on the side, you're making a massive, massive mistake. You really are. And it is different to acting. There is absolutely different technique. If you're a good actor, does not make you a good voiceover artist. I've taken very, very good actors into the voiceover booth and they've been appalling. They don't know how to breathe properly for voiceover. They don't really know how to take control of their pitch, tone, musicality of read. They don't think about who their audience is. They rush things. It's something that requires a lot of practice, but it can be really, really game-changing. So let's have a look. I've got a clip here, and I don't know what's going to be in it, but it says how to impress top voiceover agents. So this is Alex and Lizzie from the Voiceover Gallery, my voiceover agents. Lizzie literally booked me a job today that I'm doing tomorrow morning. Again, just for total transparency, it's only a corporate job, but it's an hour and it's £800. It's decent money. Like, folks, you should be looking into this sort of stuff. But this session is in the members area right now. Let's just have a little look at, I don't even remember this clip. This is how how to impress voiceover agents. Let's check it out. What makes a good voiceover artist for you guys?
It's kind of like you can split this into two halves. There's the acting side, and then there's the sort of the businessy side of things. And
yeah,
from the acting side, you know, you've got to know you've got to have a good voice. You've got to know how to use your voice. You've got to know how to look after your voice. You can have some jobs where you'll be in the booth for sort of 20 minutes, done. You'll have other jobs where you can be in there for the whole day. So you've got to know how to work with your voice and how to continuously be delivering what it is that the client wants. You've got to know how to sight read. And that's not necessarily just getting, you know, a script in front of you. A lot of clients will send you scripts in ways that you just think, well, why have you written it that way? Why is there a big line here? Why is one line down there? Why is there a blue stripe down it? And sometimes you can get that script, you'll know, Ross, literally at the beginning of the session, not even 10 minutes before. Yep. You'll get it on arrival, and you've got to sit there and go, I've got to speak these words however they need to be delivered, and I've also got to kind of comprehend it and get my head around what is on the paper. It can be really flustering as well. When you're in the booth, you can have about 5 clients there, all listening in, all wanting to give their input. You've got a sound engineer there, and then you've also got probably in your head, oh God, my agent's probably thinking about me, and you've also got the feeling of I need to deliver. So there's a lot going on, and you can feel really flustered. So you've got to be able to kind of stay calm and sort of deliver everything.
How polite you are to the client as well. You know, not every client is going to be experienced in directing. There's some clients you'll get who they're not from a creative agency, they're just from like a little brand or something like that, and just being patient with them and, you know, maybe almost suggesting things yourself, and you've just been able to take feedback from them. The ones who get back to castings and availability inquiries really quickly are usually the voices that, if I've got something last minute, they'll be the ones that I'll reach for first.
Boom! That was a 90-minute session. I just saw it pop up there, but that's because Alex and Lizzie, the building was closing at like 9 o'clock. So that was because they did that from the office. You'll notice that they did that from the offices in Timber Wharf in Manchester. So yeah. Great session though. Again, honestly, please think about exploring voiceover for 2024. There's an awful lot of work available for good people. There's an abundance of work available, and it really, honest to God, it isn't something you should do on the side. I earn equally, if not more, some years from voiceover than I do from acting, and I work. I've done a lot of good jobs this year acting, but still, I mean, even like I say, you get an advert, and suddenly you're landed with a 10, 11 grand check just for usage. It's good money. I mean, obviously, you got to pay tax on that and commission and stuff, to keep it all, but it beats working for a living. That's how I always say it. I'm like, it just beats working for a living. Thanks for giving me some education there, Nick. He says Czechoslovakia is old. It's Czech Republic. I literally know nothing, Nick. I just plucked that out of thin air. And there you go. Czech Republic. Sorry to anyone who lives there for getting that wrong. But yeah, it's something that you should recommend. And yeah, Nick, you've got a good point there. Don't expect thousands straight away. I didn't start getting paid thousands to begin with. I've been in voiceover. It must be getting off in nearly 20 years honing my craft. But I did start off, Nick, doing corporate jobs straight away at £2.50 an hour. And sometimes most of the time they were just an hour. But I'd gone from earning £5.75 an hour, Nick, to 250 quid as a basic studio fee. That's when there's no usage. That can just be maybe a corporate job where you are just, voicing the About Me or About Us page on a corporate website. Effectively, and someone can click a video and it'll say, "Welcome to Ross's Cafe, where we make the best Bailey's lattes on earth." I've drank it now, but yeah, there's still good money in there. It's far better than a lot of the minimum wage. Well, the minimum wage jobs I used to do, in retail, that I just, that just sapped me of my life basically. So yeah, what you want to do is definitely learn the craft first. Highly recommend the training company Gravy for the Brain. I've had Peter Dixon on, who owns that, quite a few times. There's sessions with him in the members area on actsonthis.tv. You should go and watch. Gravy for the Brain is basically the Acts on This of the voiceover industry. So what I do on Acts on This for acting, Peter and Hugh Edwards do for voiceover. So they run webinars, weekly webinars, helping you with voiceover technique, kit, editing stuff. It's a membership site, very, very similar to Acts on This, but just specifically for voiceover. So I would recommend that. And then obviously when you're really ready, get a voice reel done. In that session with Alex and Lizzie on Acts on This, we talk about voice reels. We talk about exactly what should be in a voice reel. I play you out my voice reel, the thing that literally gets me work every week. That's another thing for voiceover. You very rarely audition. You do a great voice reel, so that's why it has to be right. And then that's the thing that books you the work. So then all I get is availability emails saying, "Ross, can you do tomorrow, 11 o'clock? The client wants you based on what they've heard on your voice reel." So you've got to get your voice reel right. Now, as an actor, you wouldn't go and shoot a show reel had you never acted before. So for a voice reel, you should never, ever go and get a voice reel made if you've never done voiceover before. You've really got to learn your craft like you would learn acting before you step foot on set to shoot a show reel. Otherwise, your show reel would be dog turd, wouldn't it? Let's just be honest. If you've never acted before, you wouldn't have a clue what you were doing. Voiceover is the same. But yeah, don't expect to be getting, tens of thousands straight away. But if you are good and you get your shit together and you've got a really good reel, do expect to be getting £200 an hour if you can land an agent and start booking even corporate, the most basic corporate work. So it is definitely worth looking at, honest to God. Nat says, "I'm currently on the Grave for the Brain training with voiceover. Would recommend it." Yeah, it's good, Nat. Honestly, it's the reason I didn't set up voiceover training, because I'm just going to recommend Peter's, because if I was going to do it, I would do it exactly like they're doing it. So, that's why I never did it, really. Right, we've only got 2 minutes, and I've got to find 2 more clips. But someone says Des Hamilton in the chat. This, again, is a session that's probably slightly older than 18 months, but my God, I'm forgetting the gold that's in the members area. Des, BAFTA-winning casting director. People know him for Top Boy, but Jojo Rabbit, massive stuff. He's the straightest talker I think we've ever had on. His session might be the only one where I think I might have had to put a disclaimer. I don't know if I did in the end, but talking about swearing, because I swear. Who doesn't? A lot of people curse nowadays, but Des, what a freaking legend. What do we want to play from Des? A piece of micro content. I've got, if casting director Des Hamilton was an actor, here's what he'd do. Let's play this. I don't remember this clip. Oh, but then we've also got truth bombs every actor needs to hear from casting director Des Hamilton. What do we want? You choose. Do you want to know what Des would do if he was an actor, or do you want some truth bombs? The truth bombs are probably going to be pretty brutal, to be honest. Let me know what you'd prefer. I'm happy to stay on for... I'm going to stay on for 10 minutes if you'll stay with me. I really enjoy this. Grace says, I watched Des' session before my self-tape and it helped me get the job. Yes! Was it Des who gave you the job? Such great advice. And the effing and jeffing. Truth bombs. Everyone wants truth bombs. I'm seeing truth. Right. Here's some truth bombs from Des Hamilton. Let me find it. Right. Is it this? Truth bombs. I've just got to get this. Make sure I've got the subtitled version. Although you don't need subtitles on Facebook, do you? Because Facebook does the subtitles for you. Right. You're probably going to have double subtitles. I don't even know what he's going to say. I've forgotten. But this is Des. What a character. I've got to get him back on in 2024. I'm going to email him tomorrow. We've got to get this guy back on. He's brilliant. What advice would you have for people if you were starting out as an actor today to get on your casting radar and to maybe get an audition from you in your office? How would you go about it?
I feel as if sometimes when you're a new person, your dream can seem very far away from you. And you see the repetition, the same people rocking up, playing the same parts, and weeks go past and you think, fuck, I applied for that and I didn't get an audition. You cannot allow that to get to you. You've got to use that as fuel, as fucking petrol, to drive you forward. You've entered into a very tough profession. So accept that. It's not going to be easy unless you're born under a lucky star. You've really got to graft at it. You've got to do something every day to improve yourself as an actor. This is not a fucking hobby. Yep. You want to get to where you're going to have to work every second that you've got. If you're on the outskirts of this industry, my strongest suggestion is eliminate things from your life that aren't going to be an asset for you. Get rid of them and focus on your work. Because all actors, I firmly believe, you will get a pop. You will get a chance, whether it's with me or any of the cast. You will get a chance. And when that comes, you're going to have to be banging. You're going to have to be totally on fire. You've got to do all the right preparation. You've got to be focused. Because see, if you've done that in your preparation, if you don't get a job, then you've got no reason to be upset, no reason to be angry. You did your fucking best. I salute you. Wonderful. And everybody in the room will see it. So it didn't work out for you this time. You did your fucking best. Walk away from it, move on to the next one. And trust me, it will happen.
Boom. Yes, Des. We've got to get him back on. 2024, Des is coming back on. We've got to get Babu back on. Des is coming back on. Daniel Edwards will definitely come back on because he comes back on every single year. Who else have we pulled out today? Voiceover Gallery. Let's get them back on. We've got one more. I love this. Let's pull out one more feature. Anyone remember a specific one that they're like, right, I want to hear something from that again? Maybe you remember the feature, but you can't quite remember what was said on it. This is me a lot of the time because we produce so much content. I'm like, I can't remember. But Des is right there. This isn't an effing hobby. And so many actors treat it as such and then wonder why they're not earning any money out of it. Because you've got to be working harder than 98% of other actors. And I said this to Amy on the session with Amy, didn't I? I really feel that hard work is being demonized in society and in our industry in particular, because we've got so focused, and it needed to happen. We've got so focused on looking after your mental health, which is very, very important, that we're going too far the other way now. And I feel that this is just my opinion, and it probably is unpopular. I'm going to talk about this on the podcast with Petch, the end of year wrap up. I feel we've got soft. I feel this industry has got soft. And everybody's like, oh, they're there. Oh, it's fine. You're amazing. You're good enough. It doesn't matter that you've not done anything this week and you're not working towards anything and you're complaining a lot because you look after your mental health. That's not the case, because people are really unhappy. Like, if making no progress is looking after your mental health, I don't believe that's the case, because I feel my mental health improves when I feel I am making even the tiniest bit of progress. And that only comes from being productive and getting over procrastination. A lot of PR words there, isn't there? And the only way you get over procrastination is by, in the words of Des Hamilton, effing doing it. Doing the work. Stephen Graham said that great line, I'll never forget it. I do the work so it looks like I don't do the work. You know, like every single person who comes on, bar very, 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 very few, you know, have worked and bled out their eyes. So few people get really lucky. You know, it does happen, 1 in 1,000, but everybody else really, really works. So yeah, that's why I want to spend the next 4 weeks hustling before the end of 2023, because there's still time to get shit done and make things happen. Right, let's have a look. What else have we got? Don't get cancelled, Ross. No. So it's like, but I'm like, no, I only get like this because I care about it, because I'm the one who receives all the emails from actors who are unhappy and miserable. So I understand exactly what they're going through, and I've been in that position myself where I've been unhappy and miserable. And what happened? Did someone come along and save me? No. Nobody saved me. And it was that realization that going, Ross, no one is coming to save you, mate. You have to save yourself. And the only way out of game, working for minimum wage in the Trafford Centre, you know, was to hustle. And hopefully, as an, you know, like you see it in everything that I do. You know, I've stood here today for 13 hours. And I'm creating content for you all. I'm putting stuff out, and I'm doing that, juggling my voiceover career, my acting career, my personal life, everything else. And it's not easy. And sometimes, yes, you absolutely need the weekends where you go, I'm not doing anything this weekend to do with work, even though I did a little bit of the weekend. I try and sort of protect myself there. But if you want to live a 1% life, which is what us actors want, because that's what you're going to get if you succeed, you will literally be in the 1% of earnings, of, you know, nice lifestyle, of a job you enjoy. So few people enjoy their job. If you make it as an actor and you actually enjoy your job, you're really in the 1%. So that means you're going to have to work harder than 99% of other people to get to the 1%. You can't be in the 1% club when you're you know, doing the work of, you know, I don't know, the other like 75%, 80% of actors. You need to do more in order to stand out. So yeah, hustle. Let's not demonize it. Don't go too far and burn yourself out. It's very different. Hustling and burnout are totally different things. But hustle is not... hard work, ultimately, plus patience makes you dangerous in this industry. Jordan Hogg, people are saying. Shall we go for Jordan Hogg? Let's have a look. And Nick says, the idea is to work smart, not 80 hours weekly, hard. Yeah, absolutely agree. If you're working 80 hours a week, you're probably doing a lot of unnecessary stuff. I agree with that, absolutely. You've got to, you know, make sure that you're being efficient. I know I should be better at delegating. This is something that I'm going to try and get better at in 2024. But yeah, you know, sometimes you can be working like what you feel is really, really hard, and you're busy, but you're not actually productive. You're not actually efficient. So it's about working. People say it's about working smart, not hard. I think it's about working smart and hard. It's both. There's seasons. Mondays for me, I've got to work loads of hours because I don't finish until after 10, and I'm going to be recording this as a podcast and putting it on Spotify. I'll get to bed at midnight tonight. You know, Tuesday, live broadcast tomorrow, probably the same tomorrow. Wednesday will be a shorter day because we've got the edit to do for Tuesday night's broadcast, but it'll be shorter. And then Thursday and Friday, I don't have a broadcast. They're the days where I can start doing things for me. I still go to the gym every morning. I still take time for myself, but there are seasons. You can't just work hard all week. You can't just work smart all week. You've got to work smart and hard. Then you will, you know, get somewhere. Let's have a look. So, are people saying Jordan Hogg? Should we see what Jordan Hogg's got? Let's have a look what Jordan Hogg's got. Where are you, Jordan? Let me see. Jordan Hogg, has just won a load of RTS awards, I think, a couple of nights ago as well. BAFTA-winning director, but I'm sure he just won, maybe for Ralph and Katie, BBC's Ralph and Katie. I think he might have just won a load of Royal Television Society awards. Jordan, where are you? Let's have a look. Here he is, the lad. So, what micro content have we got from Jordan? Landing a TV role. Maybe that's just the mashup that we've got. Oh, we've got a piece of micro content here. That was around. Oh yeah, we had a really frank conversation, didn't we, on that one? Around obviously Jordan. He's got cerebral palsy, so we were talking. I'm visually impaired, so we were talking about disability and using that to your advantage. But then I was saying, and this is just what people think. This is, again, don't cancel me. I feel because over the last couple of years, for casting directors to find disability, to find actors who identify different genders, to find different ethnicity, different ages, they've had to be very vocal on social media because traditionally they've not been a load of disabled people on Spotlight. And I felt that people who were, non-disabled or felt that they didn't fit into what they saw as a box. So, you always get that phrase, don't you? Oh, it's box ticking. Oh, they've got to get a disabled person in it because it's box ticking. Oh, I'll take it. If you're going to tick a box of disability because I'm visually impaired and you put me in something, I'll have that. But I understand people are like, right, well, what if I don't feel like I tick any boxes? And we had a conversation because I like having awkward conversations, I think need to be had. Don't think anything is done, any progress is made if you don't face things head on. With Jordan around, sort of disability and what to do if you don't feel you tick a box. Because I feel everybody ticks a box because everybody's so freaking unique. So let's play this out. I don't know. It's just about diversity. But let's play it out. Hopefully it'll just be a reminder that, regardless whether you think, a lot of people are like, oh, but I'm just really vanilla. I'm just a 30-year-old, white, cis male with no disability and nothing, and I feel like there's a million of me. Your DNA is so freaking unique. It's never existed on Earth, ever, ever, ever before. And when you die, it blows my mind to think about it. It will never, ever, ever exist again. So there is something very, very unique about everybody. We all tick boxes of uniqueness and brilliantness. So I've no idea what's in this clip, but hopefully it's echoing those sentiments. Let's just watch it and see what it's about. In order to make progress as an industry as a whole, we've got to all come together and have a little chat about this sort of stuff. Talking about championing diversity, whether that's, disability, I'm visually impaired, you've got cerebral palsy, whether it's ethnicity, gender, age, working class, to, like any kind of diversity at all. We've all got to, really embrace this diversity. But one thing that people cannot forget is that, your diversity, like you just said there with Leon, must still be, I've sworn a little bit there, but effing good. It's got to be really, really good. I don't want to see a blind guy on telly who's shit. You don't want to see a guy who's got cerebral palsy behind a camera directing because he's got cerebral palsy and he's actually a shit director. You don't want to see someone with Down syndrome starring in something who's crap. Like that's these people still have to be incredibly good. I get it right now. For somebody who doesn't feel they're in any kind of minority or, they have anything, in this landscape themselves. So you might have, for example, a cis white female who is, straight, has no disability, is white, has no, is not an ethnic minority. He's maybe from a middle class family, so he's not from a working class. And right now they're thinking, well, what makes me different? Like everyone right now is crying out for diversity. Well, I feel really vanilla. And the one thing that I come back to is that regardless of whether you feel you're in one of these boxes or whatever, the thing that we all have that makes us all unique is the talent. You still got to be really good. If you feel that, you don't tick a box or whatever, and hopefully no one's getting cancelled for box ticking exercises. The one thing that you can always come back to is being effing brilliant. I'm seeing people, almost count themselves out because they feel they don't belong to a special group. And it's like, you're freaking special just because you're a human being and your DNA is entirely unique. It's never, ever existed on Earth before. When you die, it will never, ever exist again. Don't think that you fall into this middle ground where, oh, well, there's loads of me. There is only one you. Okay, so that was just me. I'll play a clip out from Jordan Hogg as well. I think that's a really good point, though. It's your talent absolutely is the thing that makes you unique. I was talking about DNA before, and I think that's, again, I just love that. The fact that it's so unique, it's never existed before, and it'll never exist again. But if you feel that, the industry's just crying out for diversity and you're not diverse, like you are, your talent is diverse. It's completely unique to you. It's the thing that can make you stand out above all. And like I said there, I don't want to see someone who's portraying a character with visual impairment on TV who's actually dog shit at acting. I don't want to go, oh, he just got a job because he can't see. I mean, I'll take that job because I can't see very well, and I'll do a good job of it. But yeah, talent. Focus on your talent in 2024. That's more important. That's the thing that will absolutely get you a job. Let's play something from Jordan, though, because that was literally just me, wasn't it? It's great, though, because I don't remember any of these. Like, have we got anything from Jordan? I think all we might have from Jordan is... I don't know what we've got. I mean, we've got the main mashup. Let's just play the main mashup out and see. Just as a reminder, maybe you want to go in the members area and watch this session. Here's some more of the stuff we talked about that actually includes Jordan. That's not just me going up on one. BAFTA-winning director of shows like Casualty, Channel 4's Screw, Ackley Bridge, the groundbreaking BBC drama Ralph and Katie. It's only Jordan Hollywood Hogg in the house.
I'm from Scarborough. I've got cerebral palsy. I've wanted to be a director since I was 12. I've known exactly what I've wanted to do on my life, really, and I've targeted everything kind of towards that, really. And it's always been about keeping the ball rolling, and when you make mistakes, you fall forward. My dad always raised me to be the guy who'd want in a foxhole with you, like kind of literally and figuratively. And I think when we went into like Ralph and Katie, I had that mantra when I was looking at. I handpicked every single crew member to see if they had that mentality.
This is a reminder. Katie, it's time for you to get Ralph a beer.
Let's just talk really openly, candidly, about how you find actors, what makes an actor stand out, get on your radar.
I watch a lot of showreels on Twitter, and you guys put them out there a lot, and I share quite a few of them, and I watch them. I'm always digging in to find new talent and whatnot.
How can actors, smash both those tapes and those in-person auditions with you?
I'm going to say something really fucking controversial now. Really fucking controversial.
Go for it. I love it. I love a bit of controversy.
How do I get cast in a role where they don't specify they want someone that looks like me?
I would want you on a show because exactly what you said there. You don't see people like you on TV.
So if I was kind of reaching out to you and telling you about this project, would that make you not want to see me for anything because you think I'm going to be tied up doing my film?
We don't want you hiding away. We want to see you. We want to know what you're up to, and you're creating your own opportunities. You're a doer. Appreciate every minute of whatever you're doing, whether it's acting or mowing the lawn. Just enjoy being and doing what you're doing.
Boom! There was a load more from Jordan there. Again, what I love watching this stuff back because it's just another wicked session with a director who you absolutely should be reaching out to and making it known to him that you exist and that you're an actor with value to offer. Jordan's a genuine champion of new talent. Cracking session. We've got to get Jordan back on as well. What did I see here in the chat? Because I haven't seen Doctor Who. People are talking, obviously, about diversity. We just had that clip there. Grace said the backlash after Doctor Who aired made me so cross. What happened, Grace? I have no idea. Something to do with Ruth? I've literally no idea. I didn't see it. I saw a lot of what I thought was just good publicity, but has there been a backlash as well? And Alex said there's still quite a way to go with diversity as well. There's going to be, isn't there? I think what's nice, though, is when you've got people at the helm, like Jordan, in positions of power now, they can definitely change things. Nat says body diversity on screen is still practically non-existent in some places. We've just all got to be the change that we want to see, haven't we, I guess? And if there's stuff you're not seeing, Nat, I guess we've got to create it. Sometimes you've got to create the content to prove the point that something can be successful. I remember that with, who was it? It's not TV related, but I remember I think it was maybe the Royal Conservatoire in Scotland who did I'm sure they did a showcase for deaf actors. And before that, no one had ever done it. And I'm guessing it's because the drama schools thought there was no demand for it. And it was apparently amazing. And then obviously they proved a point. They proved that there was demand for these courses. And now I imagine, well, there's been more and more popping up, because I guess it's been proved commercially viable. And now there's probably not a drama school in the country who doesn't want to do a course like that, just because it's been proven that it works. There's demand. It works really, really well. People love it. And that, those people from that part of the industry are not being served well. So they can put a service in place. And obviously they can make money because drama school's still probably about 60 grand a play. So I imagine there's probably a commercial aspect like that. But they proved a point. Sometimes you've got to prove something before other people go, oh, yeah, that's really, really good. So break some ground. Be a groundbreaker. Be a, what do they call it? A trailblazer. Start blazing some trails. But yeah, I'd love to know, what the backlash was from Doctor Who. Gary says they also made Davros non-disabled because the actor isn't disabled, and people were like, the world's gone mad. What is this? I don't know about this. There was a backlash about Ruth's character not fitting into people's view of what a wheelchair user would actually be like, and Rose's character being too woke, so silly, no time for that. I've not seen it. I'm gonna have to watch it. Doctor Who's not normally my thing, but Chris Stone's mega into it, isn't he? But yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it because we'll get Ruth back on. Ruth's amazing, such an amazing. I met Ruth at an audition before she'd done any TV really, 2014 for a show called Don't Take My Baby, and we thought we were gonna be the two leads in it. Ruth got the lead and I didn't. She went on to get nominated for a BAFTA. I got a small bit part in the series, but I'm not bitter about it. It's totally fine. But she's an incredible person, Ruth. Love us a bit. She's brilliant. Very, very kind soul. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Folks, it's been emotional. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. So there's just 5 features you might not have seen on That'sOnThis.tv. If you remember, they're all in the members area right now. Do check them out before the end of the year or over the break. That's another thing. There'll be people who are like, obviously like me, I'm really looking forward to the Christmas break, that 2 weeks. I want to use it to eat some Pringles and have a nice time and spend time with family, but I'm also going to use it to just get my shit together, catch up on some things around, personal development and just focusing on me, career and that sort of stuff under a no pressure kind of environment. Because it's nice, isn't it? Because everybody's off over Christmas. There's no sort of pressure to sort of, I don't know, you feel like everyone's on the same level. It's a bit like when lockdown happened, it was like, oh, actually, okay, right. Can sort of like take stock and reassess everything that's going on in my life and my career. So I'm going to have a mini one of those, set some goals. Do you want to do a goal setting session next week or the week after? Let us know, because I've got a PDF document I can give everybody for free that I wrote a couple of years ago. It's actually on SMART goals, so specific, measurable, action-orientated, realistic, time-bound goals. A nice way of setting goals so that they're achievable. Let us know if you want that, and we'll do that next week. I'll put a link in the chat next week. You'll be able to go and download a PDF, and I'll take you through the PDF live on this call. Maya says yes. Gary says yes. Nat says yes. Grace says yes. Yeah, let us know. Well, it looks like that's happening, doesn't it? Jenny and Lisa from Corrie. The Corrie team won't come on. That's on this, Nick. They're just unfortunately a little bit shy. I'm still working on it. I ask every year, but I've just never been able to convince them yet. You get some people who work behind the camera for a reason because they don't like being on camera. So yeah, I will still do my best to get some of the Corrie, at least somebody from the Corrie casting department on. It might change up. Some people might join and stuff. It might be a bit more, happy to be on camera. But yeah, I've seen a few suggestions of people. Nina Gold, Alex would absolutely be. Would be banging. That would be an awesome session. No update yet on the merchandise, Indy, but that's definitely going to happen, mate. I'm going to try and sort that out on a Shopify site over the Christmas break. I'll probably build that. Got a brand new app coming out for you next year, which I'm dead excited about. A brand new community hub that I'm dead excited about. There will be a lot of change for That's On This members in January, February, and March. And some of the stuff I will need your help testing. Like the community part of the site particularly, it couldn't be more different to the community part that we've got for members now. It's so much more sophisticated. You can do everything in it. I can set challenges for you. We can do meetups in there, video rooms. We can do sort of like hangouts in there on video. They automatically get recorded and then just put into the community so people can catch up on them anytime. There's like awards you can win. There's what are called circles, which are basically like forums effectively for different topics. We can have like even a self-tape rehearsal room if you want people to be able to dive into that and, read in for people, just practice self-tapes or whatever. Like, there's lots and lots of cool stuff, and it will all be integrated into a brand new app as well in 2024. So you'll be able to access your Acts on This membership, all of the live calls, all of the recorded calls, and the community via the app. So it's all happening basically. But like with anything, it's a big change. I will need your help testing it. I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect straight away. Stuff is likely to break. The idea is I release it and you test it and you break it, because when you break it, I can build it better. So there is lots of stuff, and it's all included in your membership. Nothing, you won't pay any more than you're paying now. All new features that I add, I don't charge any extra for. You just get them as part of your membership. Whenever you bought your membership is the price that you have locked in now. If you keep your membership active, you will never pay more than you paid when you joined. That's a little reward for your loyalty. So lots of stuff going on in 2024. But yeah, I don't know if there's a way to beta test it, Gary, with just a few members. I don't think there is. I think I'm literally have to launch it to everybody. But I will need a core of you guys to just be the beta testers whilst everyone else is still using it. So it might be a little bit hectic, but we're ironing out a lot of the bugs already. There's a lot of the major stuff is really sorted. It'll just be some little things or some annoying little things that will just need changing around. But it is very, very exciting. I just really, really want you to use it. It will mean that we've really got way less of a reliance on anything to do with Facebook. I know I'm doing this on Facebook tonight and stuff, and I'll still do my free broadcast and stuff on Facebook, but we'll be able to do more stuff for members. And there might even, this is something that I'm toying with, I won't be able to do it all, you see. Petch equally knows as much about this industry as me. He's worked with me for 10 years. He's a professional actor himself. He's worked on TV. He's got multiple TV jobs. We did a TV job together this year for BBC Three. Petch really knows his stuff. So he would be one person who I would be happy to allow members to have one-to-ones with. I'm going to try and do some sort of potential offer where people will be able to book some brief one-to-one sessions. There'll be a small availability each week, maybe on one day. They'll be very low cost. And it just might mean that, I get another couple of people to come in and do one-to-ones with people. If it's going over show reels, if it's going over spotlight profiles, if it's helping you write a really efficient email, to a casting director, there may even be room for that, because there's technology that I can implement that would make that quite easy within your membership. You'd literally be able to book and pay for a one-to-one session. You would click a link, it would take you to your membership. It would open up on a screen. Your video camera can start. It's no extra software. It's nothing like Zoom or anything like that. There would be a notes section. We can send you PDFs or write things in your notes section for you. So it's sort of like here are the things for you to remember from that session. You can revisit that at any point. There's some really nice sort of coaching elements that I want to introduce, but it's just finding the people who I would be happy to represent the brand. So that's something that a lot of people have asked for, and I just have never been able to do because I'm just too busy myself. So I know there are people that are equally knowledgeable as me, who I would trust to, take members through certain things. So that's even something we're going to look at for 2024. It's all happening. Definitely. So lots and lots of stuff going down. So it's exciting times. Right, I'm gonna play this trailer with Catherine again for those people who might have missed it at the start. Catherine Willis tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Please come and join us for this live if you can make it. If you can't make it, it'll be recorded and be put in your members area on Wednesday. This is the final casting director of the year on ActsOnThis.tv, and a casting director who's not had on for 3 years, who casts literally the biggest comedies in the game. So please come and join us live for this, and hopefully get your questions answered. And again, just use these next few weeks to bolster yourself to get ready for a smashing 2024. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow night. If you're not a member, come and join us at ActsOnThis.tv/live. If it's not the right time for you to be a member, that's totally cool as well. Just come and join us on another one of these Monday Night Lives at some point. And I'll catch up with you all soon. Love to you all. Have an amazing night and an amazing week. And until next time, bye for now. Actors, whether 2023 has been your year or not, I'm sure you want to book even more TV work in 2024. If that is the case, I want to invite you to this week's ActOnThis.tv live mastermind session. It's taking place on Tuesday, the 28th of November at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom with this incredible woman here. Her casting credits include Disney Plus's The Full Monty, Alan Carr comedy Changing Ends, BBC Two comedy Henpocalypse, and upcoming Channel 4 thriller The Gathering. It's casting director Catherine Willis back in the house after almost 3 years. Catherine, thank you for being here. What are we going to be chatting about on Tuesday night then?
Well, I think we should be looking at what's changed in the last 3 years, because we were between towns last time we spoke, where the whole sort of self-tape phenomenon was coming. And now I feel like we're getting a little bit back to the old way. So let's talk about how to balance different audition methods, how to kind of come and smash it in the room. I can talk a little bit about what I've been doing and different ways of casting I've been working at, just to give people a little bit of insight from my side, maybe.
I love it, absolutely. And we're going to be answering any questions that you guys have as well, basically. You know, Catherine is an open book. Last time we had her on, we did a huge Q&A session. Anything we can help you with, basically, to push your acting career forward at the end of this year, going into next year, so you're ready to smash 2024. Come and get involved in this. If you want to get involved, get yourself over right now to actonthis.tv/live for full details of this session and every session. We do this almost every single week with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, producers, the best people in the entire TV industry, Catherine, obviously including yourself here as well. And a little bit of pressure. You might remember this question from last time, but why don't actors want to miss this session in particular?
Well, I mean, it's 3 years since I've been here.
Yeah.
So it's a rare appearance of the lesser seen casting director, but also it's your last one before Christmas. So come. I am very honest. So I will answer almost any question about casting.
Yeah.
And I just think it will actually be really fun. I love it. And actually hearing what you have to say and what you have to ask me makes me better at what I do. And this is just a really good opportunity to access someone who meets a lot of people. I meet lots and lots of people. So come and talk to me.
Amazing. And hopefully, Catherine will be meeting you after this session. Be there, folks. ActOnThis.tv /live.